Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast with Ellie, Chris, and Guy. This is a casual gaming podcast for the everyday gamer, and tonight we're actually a man down, aren't we?
We sure are, and it's not me!
Yay, Guy's here!
Hey! Chris is not here tonight. He's got some family stuff that he had to deal with.
Yeah.
So he's had to drive home to Tauranga, but Chris is not here this week. Big love to him and his family, but he should be back here next week. And I'm sure he's listening to the podcast anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. A bloody rough week for rough few weeks for the old ECG pod, isn't it?
We've been up and down all over the place. Are you good? Is Chris going to come back and then all of a sudden you're going to get like shot in the leg or something?
Probably. Yeah, I feel like I deserve a week off now after all these bloody weeks off.
Oh, no, you've had some time off.
Nah, to be fair though, you both have really valid, horrible reasons.
You want to be like, I'm tired.
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. No, so it's just me and Guy tonight. And Guy, you've got some news stories. You're going to take on the gaming news for us.
I've got a gaming news. I'm quite excited about this. This is one of those things where I had an idea for a game.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that'd be a great idea. Massively slept on. And then the next day, I saw it's in production.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was going to mention it on the podcast last week, forgot. And then the next day, I saw a news article about it. I was like, man, that'd look stupid.
Wait, so did you predict it?
I didn't predict it. I think it's just one of those things where the stars aligned.
Oh, I see.
You know?
Okay. Oh, all right. I look forward to that. And you want to chat about the relationship between video games and the music industry?
Yes. I've got it's a very loose prediction, but obviously the gaming industry and the music industry, they do intertwine in moments.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get bigger. So I've got a theory about how it's going to get bigger.
Nice.
We can have that discussion.
Beautiful. And I want to chat about good deeds you've done in games while playing online. I put a question out and we'll get to that soon. But first of all, let's get into some listener feedback. This week, listener feedback, we've got the ECG for ECG Facebook group. This is where all our top, what do you call them? Our top friends all hang out. Is that what we call them? Our best buds.
I mean, a lot of podcasts with these Facebook groups, they have like nickname, like like it's like a collective group. Like when Lady Gaga, her followers, what are they called? Like the little monsters.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, little monsters and like Swifties and stuff like that. So I feel like we've brought this up in the past, and we never locked on a proper.
Yeah.
I think you need to have at least 1,000 in order to say you've got a fan base.
True.
I think we're just around the 300 mark.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Anyway, we've got a Facebook group you can join. It's called Extremely Casual Group for Extremely Casual Gamers. And the first thing I just want to say is thank you to everyone who commented back to Sam, my partner's post last week. He was feeling the love after feeling quite embarrassed that no one wanted to chat to him. But no, thank you for that. Thank you to everyone. First of all, feedback on game difficulty. Now, last week, Chris spoke about game difficulty and how, I only play games on hard.
He tried to encourage us to play games on hard, and I see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But the examples that he was using were like from software games.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's not fun. The way I saw it as he was rambling was like, he seems to think that it's fun to be stuck on something for like an hour of not even enjoying it. But if you were to put it into perspective of Netflix, you start a Netflix TV show, you watch an episode, it's okay. You watch the next episode, this is shit. You don't just push through to the end. You stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why should I do that with video games, Chris?
Exactly, Chris. Well, Tyler chimed in and he said, I was at a point where I was starting to play games that had the difficulty slider on normal or hard. Then I had kids. Say no more. Essentially, Tyler fed back and said, look, I like playing games on hard, but once my time became less, I can't spend hours on a level trying to get through it.
Completely justifiable. When you have kids, your hours of playing video games massively shrinks.
Yeah.
And there are some people that will continue to play it on hard because they like the challenge.
Yeah.
But if you, especially nowadays as well, where, if you're following a bunch of Instagram accounts about gaming, if you're playing a new game, spoilers are going to come up pretty soon. So if you don't get to the end quickly, you're going to see a spoiler. So just drop it down a peg.
Yes, exactly. So everything Chris said last week, just irrelevant. I reckon we just can him. We're doing fine today. We don't even need him.
He's playing life on difficult. Look where he is. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. It's only 5 minutes in and we're already roasting him. That was my fault. My bad. Chris Serene, he wanted to know in the ECG for ECG group, do we listen to in-game music or do we put music on when we're playing games? First of all, Guy, you were very disappointed that no one came in and said that they listened to the ECG podcast.
Well, yeah, I think there was a couple comments saying that they listened to podcasts. And I was like, well, you guys listen to other podcasts?
Yeah, what? I thought
bastards.
it's the only one.
I do find I wouldn't be able to do it. If I'm playing a video game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the video game. Like I'm listening to the video game.
Yeah.
Like, I can't focus on two things.
Yeah, I'm the same. I like to be immersed in it. Like,
Yeah.
I like to be. The only time I've done this is when I'm building a Sims house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that takes a while, and then it's sort of like, a bit repetitive. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I would put some music on. But most of the time, I like to be immersed in the world and just
Absolutely.
be very present. But we had a few people feedback. Michael said if I'm playing a slow game like Stardew Valley, I like to listen to podcasts. But if it's an action-packed game, then I listen to the in-game soundtrack to keep me focused.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, same. Moko and Tim both said it depends what they're playing. If it's just a sports game, then listening to music. But if it's story-driven, then it's in-game music only.
Yeah, I mean, I guess those two examples are actually quite good. A sports game and a cozy game. I feel
Yeah.
like those are definitely genres that, of course, you can just listen to, the in-game, but I think it's
Totally.
definitely doable. I could play a game of FIFA while also listening to a podcast or
Yeah.
some music.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah. And then Katarina, she said, I typically like to listen to the music, gameplay, etc. But if it's my 100th or 1,000th time playing, then I will usually listen to music or even a podcast. So again, depends on how often you played it. So thanks for feedback on that. And then Laura Macy, she jumped off the back of this question and asked who plays 2 games on the go at once. And I was like, what? How do you
Who does?
How do you do that?
Wait, does she mean? There's no way she means simultaneously.
No, I think she
Like-
does. So Laura said, when I play something like RuneScape, which can be pretty AFK at times,
Yeah.
I like to play something like Civilization 6
Yeah.
on the side. The turn-based system makes it really easy to switch between the two. So she actually
Wow.
means 2 at a time.
I think that's definitely something doable with PC gamers because a lot of the times, if you've got a proper setup, you've got 2 screens, you're
Yeah.
screen mirroring, and you can. I get that.
Yeah.
But for people who are, and maybe even Nintendo Switch as well, like if you're playing Fortnite on your PlayStation
Yeah.
and you die, but your squad's still going,
Mhm.
and instead of opening your phone up to go on TikTok, you might whip out your Switch and
Yes.
do something there. But that's not playing 2 games at the same time. That's
True.
alternating.
Yeah,
You're
true.
like, I'm dead in Fortnite. I'm not playing it. So I'm going to play
Yeah.
something else.
No, yeah, good point. Good point. James said he definitely has, mainly PC with a mobile game. So he'll be doing mobile game and a PC game at the same time during like load times or cutscenes.
Totally.
Wow, that is like the classic attention span thing, where you just need to be doing
yeah.
something all the time. I get it, James. I really do.
How often are you scrolling Instagram
Yeah.
and you just go, I've been on Instagram too long, and you close out of Instagram and your brain resets and
Oh
then
my
you just
God.
open Instagram again and you're like,
Oh.
I was just looking at that. I'd literally just made I made a decision to not
Yeah.
to stop that,
Yeah.
and then it instantly just went back into it.
Yeah. I've done that so many
Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get off Instagram. Maybe I'll check Reddit, and I just go back onto Instagram.
Yes.
What? It's like I'm on a loop.
Same. It's horrible,
It's like
eh?
the Matrix.
Yeah, like we are an NPC just doing
Yeah.
our bit, just back to Instagram. No, I do that all the time as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, don't worry, not alone. And then Zach also said I've played lots of different games while playing RuneScape. So RuneScape must be quite an easy game to like play other stuff. He said MTG Arena, Fallout 4, and Skyrim, to name a few.
Mate, to me, it just seems like RuneScape is a boring game, and people would rather play other games while playing RuneScape. I reckon just stop playing RuneScape. Because didn't people play RuneScape in like 2007?
Yeah, it's quite an old one, eh?
It's a very old one. It's an
Yeah.
online game.
Yeah. No, I think you've cracked it. RuneScape
yeah.
is just boring. We're gonna
Yeah.
get everyone coming at us being like, "Oh, how dare you say that?"
Chris will play RuneScape.
Yeah, probably. If you want to contribute, you can do so in our ECG for ECG Facebook group. Otherwise, you can message us on Instagram, Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast. And I guess now it's time for some gaming news.
Gaming news! Gaming news. Time to make space as A Quiet Place comes at us at pace.
Wow. Oh, nice, bro. You've even done the headline.
Thank
yeah,
you. It's
see
been a while.
again. Who needs Chris?
So the other week, I went to watch A Quiet Place Day 1, which is the prequel to the A Quiet Place movies. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
Now, A Quiet Place, there's been 2 movies, well, 3 now, but there was originally 2, A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yep.
It takes place on Earth, where an asteroid comes down, hits the planet, and on that asteroid, a bunch of aliens. They're nasty son bitches. They kill all these people. They're horrible. They're nasty. They're blind. But they have got mad hearing.
Okay.
Mad hearing. So that's why it's called A Quiet Place, because they land, everyone's like, what the hell? And they're just killing everyone. They don't know how. And then they figure out if you're quiet, they can't find you, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
it's there. It's a good entry level like horror because
Yep.
it's more thriller.
Okay.
And it's actually a really good movie to watch at the movie theater because it's insanely quiet.
Oh,
It's like-
creepy.
so I went to go see A Quiet Place Day 1, which takes place on it's a prequel, like when the aliens landed, because the other
Okay.
ones were like 400 days afterwards.
Right, yeah.
Emily Blunt, John Krasinski.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yep.
So awesome movie. So I went to go
Yeah.
see the third one, loved it, hated the people that were behind me because there was some stupid kid eating popcorn with his mouth open.
Oh, and it's meant to be a quiet place. Oh, no.
I get it. You go to a movie theater, I 100% get that you're going to get snacks. We got snacks.
Yeah.
And there were parts where you could eat because there was noise.
Yeah.
But there are some real intense moments where silence is required.
Yes.
And then you just go,
oh, no. Oh, and so if it was a kid as well, there would be no like self-awareness.
no self-awareness. But I kept on turning around and just glaring at the dad, like, shut your kid up. Shut it up.
Yes.
To the point where me and my wife moved.
Really?
Because she could tell I was getting pissed off.
Yeah.
And she's like, guy, we need to move. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy the movie. And if you don't enjoy it, I won't enjoy it. So we moved and it was great.
Oh.
It's a wonderful movie. But as I was driving home, I was thinking, what an amazing game this would be.
Yeah.
Because Until Dawn, did you ever play Until Dawn, the PS4 game? It's coming out on PS5.
I didn't. No.
So that was a really cool game because it was a horror taking place in the mountains, and like it really utilized the controller where same thing actually, there was these monsters that couldn't see but they could detect noise and stuff. And there were moments where they'd be like right next to you, you had to keep your controller still.
Oh.
And to keep it still,
that's
if you
fun.
moved it, then you died. So I thought A Quiet Place video game would just absolutely rip,
It
where you've got to
would.
keep your controller still. Also, the PlayStation 5, and I'm not too sure I'm sure it is the same with the Xbox controller. It's got a microphone in the controller.
Oh, yeah.
So how amazing would it be to play the game and like you have to be quiet.
Yeah, that's great.
Otherwise the monster kills you. I was like, oh, this would be amazing. What an amazing game.
Yes.
I should reach out.
Yeah.
It's already being made, which is good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Experience the journey of a young woman struggling to endure not only the nightmarish creatures of the apocalypse, but also the anguish of interpersonal family conflicts and her own inner fears. With nothing more than your wits and the simple tools you can scavenge, you'll have to overcome the many treacherous challenges and obstacles that lay ahead, all while trying to survive an ever-present threat of an unknown enemy. Just don't make any sound. Also, but also the anguish of interpersonal family conflicts. What, are you having shit, like, are your mum and dad giving you shit that you're not visiting in the middle of this game or something?
Yeah, how's that
Is your
coming
cousin
in?
being a bitch on Facebook? Like, what's that? So yes, A Quiet Place, if you loved the movie, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. Saber Interactives, they worked on the Halo games. They've worked on lots of games. The release date is 2024. We don't know when.
Okay.
But it is a third-person, A Quiet Place video game coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Awesome.
I'm very, very excited to play this game.
Yeah, awesome.
It's going to have elements of horror, obviously, because
Yep.
if you've watched the movies. But no, action, horror, being quiet,
Stealth, I guess.
stealth. I feel like
Story.
this would be a great video game to play with your partner.
Oh, okay.
It's a very much like, partner hides behind the pillow while you play this. I know my
Yeah.
wife would love to play it with me. So if you love the movies, you should watch the movies.
Okay, yeah, no, you've
They're
sold me.
really good.
Yeah, all right.
Especially the first one, because the first one, there's just so many moments where you're just like, oh shit.
Does it give you frights?
There's frights.
Oh, okay.
There are
All right,
frights.
okay.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Good frights.
No, okay, all right. Maybe I will have to watch it so I can play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Definitely. But that is your gaming news.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I chatted to you guys about my partner Sam being the bully bulldozer. Now,
yes.
basically, he comes in to GTA, and if someone's getting bullied or someone's being a dick to someone, he'll come in and just shoot him up.
Yep.
And basically, he's being like a good Samaritan.
So your partner's Batman.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know
Kind of
much about
Batman.
Batman, but sounds like something like Batman would do. Yeah, he's a silent superhero, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I found out over the weekend he's actually been doing more Good Samaritan type stuff in
Has he?
GTA. Yeah. So I asked him to write it up for me just so I got it right. He said, I usually get bored in GTA Online, so to cure my boredom, I've been flying a charter flight from Los Santos International Airport to the casino and Palito Bay, departing every hour like a Swiss watch. 40% success, but a heavy 60% of the time being killed by griefers. It takes patience. So what he's been doing is he's got this plane and he's basically going to these two locations and then messaging the people all around and going, I'm leaving in 5 if you want to ride. And then he's flying them all around and taking them to another location. And I was like, you know what? That's quite nice.
Yeah.
He's helping him out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but as he says, sometimes people are just assholes.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is the most anxiety-inducing, hectic, fun but also not fun place to ever be.
Yeah.
Because you just grind. If you just want to grind, get your levels up, get some money, buy a cool car.
Yeah.
And you can buy that car and then instantly some douchebag with a rocket ship and it's got lasers on it just flies by and blows you up.
Yeah.
And you just have to go, oh,
well.
okay. That's gone. Oh, it's gone. Okay, cool. Fun. But it's very nice that Sam is doing something nice on Grand Theft Auto 5 Online.
Yeah, he's really trying to be that community guy. And it got me thinking, like, I wonder if there's other lovely people out there who do nice things for others, other strangers online. Now, for me, my only real example of this is, in Fall Guys when someone like holds someone back and that, I've intervened before and grabbed the other person to get them free. So that's the main thing I've done as a online hero. Have you ever done anything lovely online?
I'm sure I have. I know I've been a very helpful teammate as like a medic playing Battlefield 1, just running around with the syringe, just poking people in the legs to give them revives. But then that's just the role of a medic.
Right.
Something more recently would be Helldivers 2 because you can drop in on there's 9 different difficulties that you get to choose from.
Yeah.
And as you progress, you get better guns and you'll become better at the game, so you go up in levels and stuff. What people are starting to do is they've pretty much maxed out everything that they can get when it comes to orbital strikes and weapons and stuff like that. They're sitting there going, I've got all this XP and all this time and I'm good at the game, like what do I do with this? I'm a little bit bored of playing on the hardest difficulty. So they'll go down to the lower difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Look on the planets, see that there are games going on, and you can just join random squads. So usually if it's a lower difficulty, it's a new player.
Right.
Who is actually like on the easiest setting, but they're sitting there going, oh, shit. So you drop in like Superman with all this cool shit and you just call it down and you just hand it over to this guy and they can they get to experience, the big mech suits and the cool quasar cannons and stuff that they haven't unlocked yet. And because you're so much better at the game with the better guns, you help them along their journey.
Oh, that's nice.
I've done that a few times.
Done that?
I'm not saying that I'm like really good at the game, but there have been times where I've just come in, helped out a lower level player, which is usually what I just call playing with Chris. And then I guide them to the ship and then they disappear.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so that's fun. But I know that also Elden Ring is a huge one where you can get players to come into your game.
Oh, yeah.
To help you with a difficult boss.
Gotcha.
So there's like well-known players in the Elden Ring universe. I can't remember their names.
Yes.
But he's helped like hundreds of players defeat the game.
Oh.
Because they'll put like an SOS out on a forum online, be like, I'm stuck on this level. And then they put in their username and stuff. And then this guy comes in and just bosses someone and then punches out.
That's so nice. I think Chris was saying that people were doing that with that new DLC that came out recently.
Yeah, totally.
People couldn't do it. Oh, I just didn't really think about how often, because I don't often play online.
Totally.
But I hadn't really thought about the fact that people do lovely good deeds in real life. But I actually reckon people do it more in gaming. I feel like people are nicer. Well, some people. Some people are nicer in gaming, because I put this question out to our listeners and said, like, does anyone else do nice things in gaming? And I wasn't actually sure if I'd get any responses back, because I thought, surely everyone's just on their own journey, playing their own games. Why would they bother wasting their time or spending their time doing something they don't have to do? But no, there were quite a few people that came back. Robin said that they often help people in World of Warcraft because it feels nice to help people out.
Don't cost nothing to be nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's wholesome.
That's also in real life as well, but I feel like in video games there's absolutely even less to lose.
Totally, there's no real stakes.
It's all make-believe, guys. Not real.
No, it's not real. Chris said that when people say that they're brand new, I think it was Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
He's got like maxed out the amount of bells that you can get.
Yeah,
is that
totally.
money or is
it's
it currency?
money. Yeah.
Right. So he's got like heaps, and so if some people come in new, he'll give them 20 million just to get started.
Yeah.
That's so lovely.
The thing is with Animal Crossing is once you've got a shitload of money, the game loses its spark.
Right.
You can buy stuff and then you're just like, okay, cool. Like, because at the start, getting money is quite hard.
Right.
But then once you start to you sell your turnips and then you start to make trades and stuff like that. But once you start getting a lot of money, just like,
right then.
What do I do now?
Well, there you go. Chris is out there just helping the people, which I thought was lovely.
That's cool.
Katarina, Fable was a series I enjoyed and wanted to 100%, but the problem is you have to collect all the clothes as one of the achievements. Long story short, someone just gave me the outfits and then would join others to help them get the achievements. So she was just given all of those things by a stranger. So she was actually on the other end of it. And she also said, update with the Fall Guys, by the way, you can ask for help and have a player carry you to victory. I didn't know that.
That's cool. That must have been a new feature. I haven't played Fall Guys in a long time, but that's rad.
Yeah, that is rad. Maybe I'll have to get amongst that. I actually played Fall Guys the other day, and there are so many new levels now that it's so overwhelming. And I genuinely started feeling motion sickness because of all the colours and spinning. And so I don't know if I can like play Fall Guys anymore. It's just so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Edwards, he said, I played Borderlands 2 way too much, and I used to join all the community pages and help people kill bosses or drop the gear they need and help them level up. Just love the game enough to dedicate the time to helping others.
It's lovely stuff.
This is we've got such a lovely community here.
All these teams coming together. Yeah. But there are, obviously on one side of the coin, there's dickheads.
Yeah,
but I think that's actually why, because not 9 times out of 10, but most of the time when you come across online multiplayer games, you come across dickheads.
Yes.
So to be nice is refreshing and it's different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've recently stumbled upon with my TikTok algorithm, and I find it so funny and I really want to get into it, but I just don't know how you can do it with PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah.
Is Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption 2, both Rockstar games, role-playing. There's like on PC, there's role-playing servers.
Oh, yeah.
They're specifically designed servers where you come in and you have to like train to be a police officer or a medic or something like even a more mundane role like a bank teller.
Yeah.
And you drop into these servers where there's limited players and you've got open mic and you just be an NPC. And people take it so seriously. There's this guy, he's an Aussie guy.
Oh, yeah?
And he started a gang in Grand Theft Auto where there's like proper initiations and they all wear the gang colors.
Oh, my God.
And like they have like drug buys and he streams it and he's got like, he puts his face on the internet. I wouldn't be able to do it. Where he's just like, he doesn't look tough. And he'll sit there, cameras on him and you're watching it and he's in his little gang with all his mates. They got their colors and stuff. And he'll like come up to an opposition gang and be like, you boys coming in on our turf? You guys got to pay the toll. And I'm like, this is a grown-ass man.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretending to be a gangster on a video game.
Wow.
It blows my mind. And then there's car meets.
Oh,
so Grand Theft Auto, there's like, you've got nice cars.
Yeah.
And they'll all park in a car park and talk about how awesome their cars are.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
the amount of money that they've spent. Because you can fine-tune cars on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But they're serious. They don't race them. They just all look like you would in real life. And then there's one guy who comes into the server with a tank and just blows all their shit up. And it's hilarious.
That's funny.
And there's another guy I've just started following on Red Dead Redemption 2 that goes on to, like, there's people in towns pretending to be, like, cowboys.
Wow.
And he just, like, says it to, like, wind them up. But then they stay in character. And they're like, what'd you say, boy? And they're, like, trying to arrest him. And
oh my gosh.
It's the funniest thing and I want to do it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you have to do it.
I want to do it. If I can figure out a way or if you know how to get onto the role-playing servers of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PlayStation 5, I'm sure there is a way.
I think
I'd love to do it.
My partner Sam has been talking about this. I'm pretty sure I know he's been watching the role-playing, but I think he might have figured out how to get into it. I'll ask him for you.
It's
I'm
so funny.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think he's been doing it and he said it's really fun. He takes it real seriously.
Yeah.
Like he's living an actual like second life.
Like I don't want to do it to be the dick that goes in and griefs people. I just want to witness it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to walk into like Valentine in Red Dead Redemption 2 and just be like, howdy y'all. And then people are like, hey there. And it's not an NPC that's coded into the game. It's an actual person. And they don't run, like you can shoot people, but they don't. They just talk.
Oh wow.
It's and they don't talk like, hey mate, like catching up. It's like, hey there, partner. You got cholera? Oh, I got the tuberculosis. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
It's the commitment. Like it's online cosplay.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I'm not making fun of these people.
No.
I almost admire it.
Totally. The fact that they are playing these characters, it's so interesting how humans we're so creative as a species. We will find anything and we will just level it up and change it and make it different because we just get bored so easily, don't we?
Oh, real life is real boring.
Yeah.
Real life, there's lots of good things out in the real world and I encourage people to go and touch grass as much as possible, but there's some real lame shit out there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So if you've got a boring ass job or you've got a shitty partner or something's gone down or even if nothing bad's gone down, you just want to do something different.
Yeah.
And if going online and being a cowboy for 90 minutes fills your cup,
Then do it.
then you head on down there, partner. I'll see you there somehow if I can figure it out.
Yeah, nice. You actually message us or
Yes.
tell us in the ECG for ECG group. Do you play role-playing games
Yeah.
online? Like, do you just role-play?
Are you in a gang, and how do I get in it? I want to be in it. I'll shiv a guy
Yeah.
and then play the game. I believe was it last week? Last week we were talking about SingStar, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Well, lo and behold, if you look behind you, Ellie, there are some SingStar games on the shelf. Because when I went down to Wellington here in New Zealand to my wife's family home,
Yeah.
she was going through all of her diaries and stuff in her old childhood home, and I was going through her CDs and found some old SingStar PlayStation 2 titles. There's the SingStar Pop, SingStar ABBA, and SingStar Sing Along with Disney.
Oh my gosh! See, I didn't have all these special edition ones. I want these special edition ones.
These ones are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously talking about SingStar came up.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about, like, when was the last time we got a SingStar? Are we going to get a SingStar again?
Yeah.
Why did SingStar stop? And it was the integration. It was, in our generation anyway, it was the first proper integration of the music industry and the video game industry.
True.
And these are two industries that have been intertwined for many years now. It's not like as if that was groundbreaking. Well, it was groundbreaking. You got to sing along, and it was a game. There are other examples, of course, where the two industries have collided. The Grand Theft Auto radio stations.
Oh yes, yeah.
It was legitimate music with fake ads and fake
Like
announcers.
voices. Yeah.
There are times now where I hear a song and it's synonymous with Grand Theft Auto, not the artist itself.
Oh, funny.
If I hear Kanye West flashing lights.
Oh, was that in GTA?
I think of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh.
Because that's where it was. And if you think of Tom Petty running down a dream, that's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like, you listen to it enough that that's where you hear it from.
Yeah,
and I guess
yeah.
that's also a different version of these characters and stuff that have been used in Fortnite. And they'll be like, oh, that's the guy from Fortnite, when actually it's, someone that's been around for ages.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of Fortnite, and then there's also the more recent ones, the Fortnite concerts, right?
Oh, yeah, they're buzzy.
Fortnite concerts were so cool. Started with Marshmello, the DJ.
That's right,
And it was basically these live events where it was in-game, you dropped into the island as your avatar in Fortnite, and it was online, and you just watched a digital concert. Like, it was all kind of animated up, and Marshmello was there. It wasn't live, but it made you feel like it was live.
Yeah.
The first one was cool. And Ariana Grande's done one, and
Did Eminem do one?
Eminem did one.
Yeah.
And Travis Scott was a cool one.
Yeah.
But they've kind of lost their shine now.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of done and dusted.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't live. Like, it was just like I'm watching a pre-recorded animation, but you got to kind of interact with it.
Yeah, right.
So that was what was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the video game and the music industries, right?
Yes.
They have been colliding for years.
True.
So I want to know, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this, Ellie.
Yeah.
Where do you think it goes next? Where do you think these two industries, what's the next step up? Because I guess essentially all those three examples that I used, especially SingStar and Fortnite concerts, they were like, they were the next level up.
Yeah.
Fortnite concert broke. That was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, Ariana Grande's in a video game.
Yeah.
So I thought a prediction, a very easy one, was that we're going to get an increase. This, when I say we're going to, my theory.
Yeah.
We're going to get an increase in musicians streaming.
Yeah.
And we're going to get an increase in streamers getting their shot
Oh,
in the music industry. Because if you think of the pop radios, you're currently working on a pop radio station at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a part-time stuff. A lot of the musicians that you hear on these radio stations are unheard ofs that have had a popular song go off on TikTok.
Yes, they are.
They fly in.
Yep.
It's popular on TikTok. Radio stations pick it up. They're popular for a bit, and then they disappear.
Yeah.
Some manage to stick it out.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of pop music is today.
Totally.
It's famous from TikTok.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be coming from streaming.
Yeah.
In the next year, there's going to be streamers who are good at video games, but also do music. And then that's where it's going to take off.
So they might play their music while streaming a game,
exactly.
for example.
Yeah, something, right? Yeah. Because streaming isn't just playing video games. You can just do, on Twitch, there's the just talking feature where it's literally Kai Cenat, right? I think that's how you pronounce him. Kai Cenat, he's an American streamer. He's the biggest streamer in the world.
Wow.
Right? And most of the stuff he does is just him doing crazy shit in his room.
Yeah, right.
But he also has recently done a huge Elden Ring stream.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If he was to release a song right now, even though he's not a musician,
Yeah.
it would get hundreds of thousands of plays.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
KSI, you're familiar with KSI?
Yep, I am, yeah.
He started out as a video game streamer and obviously YouTuber and sidemen and stuff like that. He's all over the place. But he's had in the last 12 months 2 songs.
Oh, I didn't
on
realize
popular
that.
music on radio stations. So I can't remember the names of it, but one of them I was like, that's a good song.
Oh, wow.
He's never been a musician, but he's one of those guys that's like just doing everything. He's a boxer. He owns half of Prime. Like he's all over the show. So I feel like because so many people are watching streamers, it's such an opportunity for them to just go into the music industry.
Yeah, no, it's a really
while
good point.
also playing video games along the same time.
Yeah, no, great point.
Yeah.
I wonder whether in the future there will be gaming's already so massive and it's obviously only getting bigger. I wonder if in future there will be like deals signed with like Sony, say Sony Music or something, where you're allowed to have those artists in your game. So like it becomes like almost advertising for, I know people have already done this, but I wonder if it will become more frequent where artists actually want their songs in games because everyone's gaming.
Yeah.
And if they're streaming, their song will be playing on their stream and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if there'll be like actual music deals because I feel like sometimes having cool popular music in a game would actually make the game a bit more, I don't know, fun sometimes. There's a time and place for it for sure because I do like the unique music in games. But I wonder if there'll be like music deals between Sony Music and Rockstar.
We're talking about Sony. Like Sony is a music label, but also Sony Interactive Entertainment is PlayStation.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely, and people love exclusivity, exclusive titles.
Yeah.
Sony represented artists getting a skin in Fortnite that only PlayStation players can have.
Yeah,
because it's a Sony product, something like that.
I wonder if it would ever get to the point where artists are actually releasing a song in a game. Like the premiere of the song is in a game. Yeah.
Maybe that's the next thing. Like Fortnite concerts are kind of done, but what about VR concerts that are legitimately live?
Yeah.
And it's if you've got a VR system, then you can join in at this time and it puts you in a seat in a virtual stadium.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And only then and then they can release whatever music they want at the time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd want it to be live. Like
it has to be live. Otherwise, if you're sitting in your lounge watching a pre-recorded concert, it's not the same.
No, it's
not. But if I'm sitting there in my lounge and I'm watching a Metallica concert and I know that Lars Ulrich is there on the drums, actually doing it, then that's different.
That'd be awesome, eh?
And also people don't want to leave their homes. Concerts sell out.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe the concert's actually happening at a stadium, but if you can pay for a 30% of what the ticket cost is, but you can be there virtually.
Oh, that actually also, imagine if you could do that for every concert, because there's even like people who are neurodivergent, for example, who might find the concert thing a bit overwhelming sensory wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine being able to just choose to tune in virtually with your VR set.
It's like pay-per-view. Obviously, it needs to be heavily regulated. If somebody pays for it and then all of a sudden they put it on Reddit and then everyone can do it, it's a little bit different. But then there's also, over the last few months, there's been a lot of references in pop music, in the lyrics, referencing video games. So I know in the Taylor Swift recent album, the Tortured Poets Society. No, Tortured Poets Department. I always get those mixed up.
Nice, yeah.
The song where she's talking about her partner, Travis Kelce. There's a line where it was like, you and your boys playing Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, was it?
A little nod. Sabrina Carpenter, she also did one where she's like referencing Nintendo, and Lana Del Rey, she had a song called Video Games. So maybe I think it's sneaking its way in. What I think is slowing it down or making musicians hesitant is the age-old stigma of not wanting to be associated with video games.
Yeah.
The players or the people that are doing it that are quite cool, Post Malone, massive video game streamer, loves video games. Weirdly, I don't know if it was a bad call from her team or if she genuinely enjoys it. Nicki Minaj has a skin in Modern Warfare.
Oh, really?
And Call of Duty and Warzone. Like you can play as Nicki Minaj.
Buzzy.
It is buzzy. I don't know if she plays the game, but you can play as Nicki Minaj, you know, and you can play as Ariana Grande in Fortnite and other stuff like that. So
yeah, interesting.
There's lots of things that can happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say that anything that we've just rattled off in the last 10 minutes is going to happen at all.
Yeah.
But it does seem like a massively untapped
It does.
market.
Do you know what else could be a thing?
Hit me.
Artists sampling video game music and making a new song with it, but
Cool.
like sampling it. So it's not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
like thing, but they just grab it. But I wonder if people will start doing that, actually just sampling video game music.
Well, video game movies are taking off. You know,
Yeah.
they've been really good over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to do so, which is cool. So the movie industry is jumping on board. But I like the
Yeah.
idea of there being I don't know, Post Malone, for example, or a Chris Stapleton song that's got like the Super Mario theme song in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
How
little
cool would that
hook.
be? Like,
Yeah.
like something like that.
Oh, yeah, no, this has got to happen. This has got to happen.
It's
If you're
gotta
listening, Taylor Swift, I know that Taylor's a huge fan of this
Huge fan of ECJ.
show. Yeah, so Taylor, do a song that samples a video game, I reckon.
I tell you what, we've got some talented listeners. Surely somebody who's listening knows how to doof around with like
yeah.
GarageBand or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to have lyrics.
No.
But just give us like a dope bed.
Yeah.
Music with like a sample in it, and we'll see if we can figure out what the sample is.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
That's cool. Throw in a theme song of a game. Throw in a few bloody Easter egg sound effects.
Yeah.
We'll play out, and then we'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah, beautiful.
That was giving you some homework there.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, can somebody do some unpaid work for us so that we can think of something to talk about in a future episode? We'd love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you've got any, also predictions as well. If you've got any
Yes.
predictions on what you think the music industry and the video game industry are going to do together,
Yeah.
or if you want to talk about our points and say, no, guy, that's a stupid idea. This is why it won't happen.
Yeah.
Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram, Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast, or ECG for ECG on Facebook.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast. Guy, what are you playing this week?
Oh, what am I playing this week? I think I might take it easy this week. I'm not gonna dive into anything major. I'm gonna be doing some Helldivers 2.
Cool.
We're doing some Fortnite.
Standard, yeah.
Do you know what I have been doing? And
Yeah.
does this count as a mobile game?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Does Wordle count?
Ooh.
Does the New York Times Games app count?
See, I'd like to count that.
Yeah,
I'd
right?
like to count it, yeah.
Because on this, it's not just got Wordle. It's got a crossword, it's got spelling bee, but I don't do those shit ones. I do Wordle, and I do strands,
Strands.
and I do connections.
Oh, I think I've
So
heard of
what
connections.
strands is,
Yeah.
if you're listening, is it's basically a word search. Now, I've already done today's.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
It's a word search, but it gives you a theme. So today's theme was rise and shine. You're like, what does that mean? And it was all words that have something to do with like waking up in the morning.
Oh.
So there's like the blue bits are like actual little small words, but then there's one word called the spanogram, which goes from top to bottom or left to right. So it's like a big booty word.
Oh my gosh.
So that one's like morning routine,
Oh.
right? And then the rest are like,
How the
yeah, exactly.
How did you find that?
And they're all like diagonal stuff. So when I first did it, I did it like 2 minutes. Like, this is a piece of piss. And then the one I did yesterday with my wife, it took us like an hour.
Wow.
It was so hard, but it's just a good little brain teaser. And then connections, it gives you 16 words, and then you've got to try and put them into 4 groups of 4 on how they're connected. So like pointer, suggestion, tip, and trick. Those were 4 of the words.
Yep.
You put them together, and that's because it was bits of advice.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you get like 4 goes to get it wrong, and if you don't, then it's just like, but
Yeah.
it tells you. So I'm a big puzzler. I love a quiz.
Yeah, nice.
I love general knowledge.
Yeah.
I love these kinds of games.
Yeah. See, I
So
count that as a game.
So that counts as gaming.
I'm going to say that. In my opinion, that is a game. And if it's making you work for a bloody hour, then that's a game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh.
no easy feat.
That was a full hour of me and my wife looking at my phone, neglecting our child. Luckily, we're at Nana and Granddad's.
Oh, okay.
So that they could,
So there were other eyes there.
could play with her.
Okay.
But yeah, so that is what I'll be doing.
Fun.
I'll be doing it, and I do it with my wife.
Well, that's nice.
We sit together and we have a little
See,
tap on the
bonding.
screen. It's really fun. So
That's
yeah, what are you
wholesome.
doing this week, Ellie?
I'll probably play a bit more Nintendo Sports because it's just an easy,
Yeah.
3 rounds of golf. It's just fun with Sam.
Lovely.
Lovely.
You've been streaming a lot.
I have been streaming
It's
a lot.
been really cool to see.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. And a lot of it's half the time I game and then other times I just chat. Like we
Yeah,
were talking
yeah.
about before, I literally just go on and chat and just see how everyone's doing.
Yeah.
So I really want to get my Nintendo Switch hooked up to my computer so I can stream that, but I need
Cool.
a capture card. So that's a whole, yeah.
Hey,
it's gonna take a while.
we got some budget in the podcast. That counts as a business expense.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'll take it.
Wait, how much are they?
they're literally like $400. So.
Oh no, we don't have
Yeah,
that
no,
much.
you don't.
Jesus
We don't have
Christ.
that much.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, so I want to do that. But yeah, in terms of what I'm actually going to be gaming this week, probably just Nintendo Sports and I'll go out and say it. we're going to be playing It Takes Two.
No, you're not.
Sam and I. No, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, I promise. We've done a little bit of secret gaming. We've done a little bit of secret. Not
Why
secret,
is it
but-
secret?
Oh, I
Tell
don't
us
know.
about it. We don't. This is a gaming podcast. You don't tell us when you're not playing a game. The whole point is to tell us when you are.
I feel like it's like a dirty secret. Like, oh, should I tell them this week that I've been playing it? No, usually I just forget. But I'm gonna do it. We're gonna finish it soon.
Yeah.
Trust
Where are you
me.
up to? You're still at the
Okay.
ice, the snow level.
So we got through there. No, so now we're in the greenhouse.
Oh,
we're in
yeah.
the greenhouse.
Yes, is that with the big flower?
Yep.
Oh,
Is that quite close to the end?
I
No.
think so. I
Yeah, I
think you got maybe 1 more, 2 more levels.
Yeah, I feel like we're rounding it up. Like the
Yeah,
Book of
yeah.
Love is like kind of.
I've seen
good.
so many memes and comments about that dude on saying, like, if there was ever a video game character you want to punch in the face, he's always like the top of the list.
Oh, bless him.
I find him endearing.
Same.
I
And you know
don't-
what? He means well.
He's trying to fix your marriage.
He is.
He's free.
Yeah,
Marriage
exactly.
counselors are expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, he does always come in a bit hot though. When
He
you've just
does.
had a bit of a fight, and he's like, "Hey, stop it!" I can see why people want to punch him in the face. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to say It Takes Two, and that's what I'm just going to say Nintendo Sports and It Takes Two. I'm not going to bring up the old standards too high because we know that I'll do nothing.
I tuned into one of your streams a few weeks back and you were playing GeoGuessr.
Oh yeah.
And you were good.
Oh nah,
You
people
were
are helping
good.
me.
People, yeah, but people help. But it's a hard game.
It is hard. I
GeoGuessr,
really-
it gives you Google Street Maps. It plonks you in the middle of nowhere, and you just got to guess where you are.
I actually love it because I'm not great at it, but I learn with the people watching around the world. I actually
Yeah.
learn a lot, and it's just a good educational exercise.
Very good.
And also a bit of fun. So maybe I'll do it with that.
Do you know what I also have done this week? I feel like I feel like I just want to play all the old games I used to play as a kid because I
Yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to play anything new. Like I
Yeah.
desperately want to get an Xbox to play all the Halos. I've said that
Oh,
so many times.
Yeah.
But I found myself on the weekend watching like an hour YouTube video of a guy playing Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, which is a game I used to play in like 2001.
Oh wow.
And it's like Age of Empires, but like tanks and like the army and stuff like that. Like it's
Fun.
just, and like I loved it. Me and my brother played it all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to get a computer set up just so I can play it because you can play it for like $6 on Steam.
Oh wow.
But I love that game, but the best I can do is watch other people play it on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh.
And I was hooked. I went to bed early. I was like, going to read my book and I'm going to get a good night. And I just sat there on my phone just watching Red Alert 2. It's so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is also another thing on my wish list of playing games from my childhood.
Yeah, nice. Speaking of that, actually, you just reminded me. I streamed the other day and I brought up a couple of games that I used to play on miniclip.com.
Miniclip!
Yes. One of them was
Here we
Crypt
go.
Raider, which
Yes.
I played for like, it only had the 7 levels though. They've been pulled off Miniclip and now they've been re-uploaded. So there's only like 7 levels.
Yeah, yeah.
But I played Crypt Raider and that was really fun. And then there was another one called Bubble Trouble that my sister and I used to play. And you had to like shoot these bubbles and then they'd split into 2 and then 4.
Yeah.
But you have to try and like kill them all before the time runs out.
Ooh.
Anyway, I was playing a bit of Miniclips last week on the old streams as well. so
V2 Drag Racer.
what's that?
It was just a drag racing game.
Oh no, I haven't played that.
That was dope.
Is that one of you? Is that on Miniclip?
I think it was Miniclip.
Fun.
Or it was a Miniclip-esque website.
Yeah.
Where you literally just like you press the up and down keys to like crank up your gears,
Fun.
and you just drag race.
Yeah, fun.
And you hold down spacebar if you want to boost. Like it's real shitty graphics, but man, I sank a lot of hours into that.
Oh my gosh, you should go and see if it still exists somewhere because I know that Miniclip was shut down, but you can. There are some that have been re-uploaded.
No, was it called Drag Racer V2 or something like that?
Fun.
Yeah, Drag Racer V2 play on crazy games. Like it's just on the web. You can just play it online.
Oh, you
now.
still can.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's come up with like 5 different websites.
Oh my gosh,
it's like it's a flash game.
yeah.
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 Oh
Fun.
yes.
Okay, so you're going to be playing that this week too.
I'm going
now.
to be playing anything that was from my childhood and nothing new.
Yeah.
Nothing new because all the games that I've been playing new recently, I've just given up on.
Yeah, I'm
Apart
similar.
from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And that was in December.
We're
Come on, everyone.
Hey, thanks for listening. Let us know what you're playing.
Absolutely.
And we will catch you next week.
And Chris will be back.
yeah.
Unless I have a mental breakdown. Or something else happens.
Who knows?
Because it's a real coin flip at the moment.
It is. Maybe I'll have a week off. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yep. We
Yep.
might see you next week.
Who
Maybe
cares?
not.